What's going on, everybody? This is Coach Reg, aka Mr. Intensity, and my job is to invoke thought and help awaken the world's consciousness one person at a time. Hopefully that person is you. Now, to all you people who are trying to get healthy, it's hard, ain't it? Or you may think it's hard because you convince yourself it's hard. So you start your health journey and you try to find better options, right? And you go to the store and you're like, okay, this says fruit smoothie, all natural flavor, so I'm going to go ahead and try that because it's all natural, right? It says all natural, right? Now, I want to get into one of my favorite all natural stuff that I called all natural, that I thought was all natural, but it come to find out, it's not just not all natural. They actually lied in the advertisement and they're only going through a crazy lawsuit, or they already went through a crazy lawsuit, and they're actually trying to hide it from you by shutting some people up so they don't actually tell you how to get your money if you even have a case of this. Now, I want to get into that naked juice. Y'all ever had the naked juice? Y'all ever had it? Now, if you ever turn that naked juice around, now, this is what made me want to get into it first things first. This is why I actually started putting natural stuff on my body a long time ago, because of what I started to see from the things that they call healthy that really isn't. It's masked to be healthy so they can actually poison the people who are trying to get healthy so they can get everybody, put y'all all in the grave. But I walked into Walmart one day. I wasn't shopping for food. I was getting something else, right? And I saw the naked juice, which was once in a better supermarket for much more, for $1.50. I'm like, why is this big old thing for $1.50? Why are they just giving it away now? Which set off a red alert in my head, like, let me do some research on this and why they have this in Walmart. Because when you have things in Walmart, they really, most of the time, aren't good for you. Half of the stuff in Walmart is banned in Whole Foods, and half of the stuff in Walmart is banned that you can't even consume in other countries. So if it's in Walmart and it's that cheap, well, good things aren't cheap and cheap things aren't good. Right? Right. Alright, so I want to get into the facts of naked juice. Now, if you ever read the nutritional facts of naked juice, the sodium is 15 milligrams, sorry. Potassium is 400 milligrams. Carbohydrates is 38. And the sugars are 28 grams. Golly, that's more like a candy bar. You know what I mean? Like a Snickers bar or something like that. Now, naked juice went through a lawsuit. And I want to first talk about where naked juice comes from and who's their subsidiary. Alright, let's get into that. Now, Naked Juice is an American brand that produces juices and smoothies. The company is based in California. The Naked Juice of Glendora incorporates a subsidiary of Pepsi. Weird, ain't it? Okay, the first Naked Juice drink was produced in 1983 and sold in California under the name Naked Juice. Now, go get this, y'all. It's referring to the composition of no artificial flavors, added sugar, or preservatives. Now, distribution has since expanded, and Naked Juice products are distributed in the United States as well as Canada, United Kingdoms, Netherlands, and France, among others. Now, as of 2011, the Naked Juice product line consisted of more than 20 different drinks, including fruit juices, juice smoothie, and protein smoothies, along with other beverages like coconut water. Now, the drinks are promoted as containing high concentrations of antioxidants. Alright, so I used to love this stuff. I'm sure you may love this stuff. But I want you to do research on the stuff that you're drinking that you think is healthy. If you turn the bottle around, and they say all natural preservatives, but if you turn it around and you can't read some of the facts in it, well, they're clearly lying to you. And they got caught. Alright, so let's get into how they got caught. You want to buckle up for this one. Alright. Now, this is an article I read called The Shameful Truth about the Naked Juice. Now, Naked Juice agreed to settle a very important class action lawsuit which accused the company of deceptive labeling. The primary basis of the lawsuit stemmed from the company's use of the words all natural, aka bullshit, on products that contain Archer Daniels Midland Fiber Salt -2, a soluble corn fiber that acts as a low-calorie bulking agent. Fruit Glow glycosaccharides, an alternative sweetener. Now, check this out. This is crazy. Other artificial ingredients such as calcium pentothate and that's pretty much synthetically produced from formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is crazy. in a genetically modified soy, which we all know that's a GMO. Now, since these ingredients are either genetically engineered or synthetically produced and do not exist in nature, it is completely misleading to customers for these juices to claim to be all natural. Now, as part of the settlement, Naked Juice, a subsidiary of Pepsi Company, has agreed to remove the label all natural from all of its juices and pay a $9 million settlement to the class action group. Now, without question, this is a big win for consumers and is a huge step for more accurate labeling in the U.S. It also puts other food manufacturers on serious notice that GMO are anything but natural and cannot be marketed as such. I keep on telling y'all, the cosmetics that you put in your skin, they use placentas to do that and test this stuff on animals. All these chemicals that you can't even read. It's so much stuff that you think is healthy, but it's really not. You turn it around and you read it, and you can't even understand half of the stuff. I want you to start researching the stuff. I want you to start getting into the habit of going into a supermarket or wherever you shop and just looking at the packaging and turn it around and start to read it. And if you can't understand it, just type the word in on Google and you see what it really is, and I bet you it will blow your mind. Let's get into some more stuff. Now, here are the details they don't want you to know about. The lawyers representing the 4 plaintiffs, okay, who negotiated and signed off on the settlement agreed to a provision which said they would not freely communicate with the press in order to publicize the case. That's weird. Any communication would have to contain language that was agreed upon in the settlement or would need prior approval from Naked Juice. So they're still trying to hide this stuff. If lawyers who are supposed to represent the interests of the class action group cannot freely talk to the press about the settlement and cannot have complete freedom to spread information about how consumers can make a claim to $9 million, it begs the question, whose interests are the plaintiffs' lawyers truly representing? Sounds like Naked Juice. Now, shouldn't the plaintiffs' lawyers be speaking to as many members as the press as possible in order to increase awareness of the case, so as to maximize the number of people who participate in the settlement? Unless the lawyers got paid off, and people got paid off, and they said, if y'all stay quiet, don't tell nobody, but y'all get paid. So we don't want everybody to come to us. Y'all get paid, all right? Now, I'm talking to y'all. I want y'all to get paid. As it stands now, the only way consumers will be informed about the details of a settlement is if they were somehow read an announcement in one of the following media outlets, or you watch Mr. In10sity's channel and I just blew their top. Now, they say by putting a muzzle on the plaintiff's lawyers, Naked Juice is trying to achieve 2 objectives: to severely limit the amount of media coverage of this case and to minimize the number of consumers who will claim a piece of the settlement, both of which can cause serious damage to the Naked Juice brand. One reason the class action lawyers pursue these cases is that a serious injustice is taking place in the marketplace which needs to be reversed. Here, it is misleading labeling. As such, one important aspect of class action lawsuits is that there are nonprofits appointed to be beneficiaries of any claims amounts awarded to the class action group. So let's say the group is awarded $100 million, but only $40 million is consumed by consumers. The remaining $60 million will go to a designated nonprofits as established by the courts. The designated nonprofits in the class action lawsuits must be related to the case. What? That's crazy. Now, in the Naked Juice case, the nonprofits must be related to accurate labeling. However, 2 of the 3 designated, nonprofits, Mayo Clinic, 50% of unclaimed funds, and the local legal aid groups, 25% of unclaimed funds, have nothing to do with accurate labeling. So, does that mean that money talks and bullshit walks? Wow, how do you get away with this? Money, money, money. Now, all the plaintiffs' lawyers, work to protect consumers from false advertising through education. A consumer can be extremely educated, but if a company is lying about claims on its packaging, education is not going to solve the problem. She also went on to say that legal aid groups work to redress injuries caused by false advertisement. Their mission is to help people after the fact, but does nothing to correct the problem going forward. What the While these 2 nonprofits are fine institutions, they don't work to promote accurate labeling of food. The goal is to support those organizations who are already working to make this happen. Okay? Even if the unclaimed funds were in a few hundred thousands, this is a very, very significant amount of nonprofits and can make a real difference, all right, in impacting. Wow, hold on, whoa. Okay. This can make a real difference in impacting public policy, which they're probably not going to do. And the last thing, that PepsiCo will want to have their settlement money to go directly into the pockets of the organizations that are vigorously pursuing accurate labeling, okay? This is wild, all right? Now, from this, what you get is they don't care about you. So you must care about you. You must take the initiative and start to read your labels because they're poisoning you, people. Come on, stop bullshitting. If this billion-dollar company has made not billions, I'll say in the high 500 millions because, yeah, I contributed to it years ago. But if they're doing this and they don't care about you, you must do something to care about you. Which is why I'm making this video, because I care about you. I have nothing to gain by exposing them, but you getting better. And in a sense, we all win. And when we all win, we all get better because we together are strong. We apart are weak. We must come together and help each other out. Take this information, do research yourself. Hopefully this puts a fuel on your fire and see if you may qualify to get some money. You never know, right? But as long as you keep complaining, as long as you don't take initiative, as long as you don't read labels, you will never know what the real deal is. Take control of yourself. Besides that, this is Coach Reg, aka Mr. Intensity. And my job is to invoke thought and help awaken the world's consciousness one person at a time. Hopefully, that person is